Astoria Investments is last. Now, this one is an interesting one, listed at the end of 2015. It's a Mauritius-based entity, but it's JSE listed. They raised money at exactly $1 per share. They put all of the money in Mauritius. Then the rand collapsed and everybody got very excited. The share price went higher. Since come down because, of course, the rand-dollar exchange rate has changed. Been in the news a little bit. Anchor Capital, the very successful Peter Armitage-run fund, is the fund manager. Market capitalization 1.3 billion rand. Price earnings ratio, I suppose it's not all that relevant, 11.7, no dividends. But just explain to us what assets they intend to own in this vehicle and what it does for you if you buy them on the JSE.
Yeah, so this is a sort of a listed investment trust. Their business is buying principally listed equities in the US.
Yes.
And also they've said a fair amount allocated to private equity.
Funds.
Yes, private equity funds, correct. Yeah, which you as a private investor, I guess, wouldn't get access to. So I think
and then the stock selection of those US equities is being done from Joburg by Peter and his colleagues.
Yes,
so they bought like J&J and Amazon, I think.
That's
and
correct. Yeah. So what they did do was they backed Eco Polska Properties, which is a
how much of the money have they got in that?
Yeah, they've got 13% of the portfolio, so it is significant. They backed it pre-listing, and it listed on the JSE. They got a very big value uptick. So partly because the investment was successful, I guess that grew it in the portfolio. But that's denominated in euros, and they do have some UK-based investments as well. So those have done, I guess, from a currency perspective, less well than the dollar.
And speaking of currencies, at the end of the day, this thing's priced in rands using an NAV in dollars. So if the rand strengthens like it has, the share price is going to go down. Let's look at what that chart looks like. We're only seeing the one-year chart, but there you see the run-up from the listing with that move at the beginning of 2016 of the rand going to the dogs. But since then, the rand has gotten stronger. So then people got grumpy. They were complaining about the management's incentive structure. Astoria now is talking about buying back some of its shares because they think it's stupid if it goes below NAV.
It did went to a sort of premium to NAV that was sort of just in the hysteria, I think, of the rand moving out, but it's substantially strengthened so much. So the discount's around 20% to NAV, which means buybacks would actually be NAV accretive. So you would actually increase that discount by using cash.
That's not obviously their intention. They would prefer to not be buying back the shares, I'm
sure.
No,
well,
so hot or not?
Yeah, look, it's quite a big discount. If you, again, I think you have to be a very patient investor because it will trade at a discount for a long period, but you are getting, I guess, Amazon at a 20% discount, J&J, as you mentioned. So if you're a long-term investor, I think it's interesting, otherwise not. So it's a bit of a qualified hot.
I think I'm going to pass on that one since, as you know, from the Hot Stocks portfolio, that's what we've done ourselves, is to invest directly in those stocks.